Hello, 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 hello. Hold on. Okay. Now to upload. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fried Bulldogs. Today, we are reacting to SCP-4036, the Republic, Keter, Certic. Oh, it's a Certic. K-Class Scenario SCP by the Vulcan. It's been a while since I've been back on. We'll talk about it later. Right now, let's get, I, I can't talk. It's been a while since I've done this. Alright, without further ado, let's get this started. Let's see what, oh, it's by the Vulcan, and this video was recommended by Alpha Shaka. Let's see what you're talking about, Alpha. I'm back now. I'm recording videos and making sure I'm getting everything right. I should have recorded earlier, but alright, that should be good. Let's do this.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-4036. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-4036 is to be surrounded by a perimeter covering 120,000 kilometers squared, maintained by the Foundation Navy in collaboration with United Nations peacekeeping troops in order to prevent any SCP-4036-1 instances or trade coming in or out of the perimeter. If objects or persons attempt to penetrate the perimeter, they are to be neutralized and their remains relocated to Site 4 in Indonesia. Foundation operatives are to infiltrate political, military, religious, and cultural institutions on SCP-4036. These operatives are to acquire information on ongoing affairs, potential operations against the Foundation, and subvert potential operations within SCP-4036. At all times, at least 2% of the population of SCP-4036 is to be made up of Foundation operatives or SCP-4036-1 instances loyal to the Foundation. In the case of a mass-scale military operation against the Foundation from SCP-4036, Operation Black Lily is to be enacted. Operation Black Lily is to only be enacted in the possibility that A. SCP-4036 can no longer be contained without an XE lifted veil scenario, B. that large areas of land will not be returned to their respective countries, and C. SCP-4036 will rout Foundation forces in such a way that it leaves the Foundation completely defenseless. At the time, the president of SCP-4036's attitude towards the Foundation has been conciliatory, lacking any hostility characteristic of previous administrations or governments. However, Due to the current atmosphere regarding the Foundation and the possibility that the president will be ousted before any permanent solution can be established, diplomatic relationships have remained the same. Special containment procedures have remained in place in the possibility that an anti-Foundation president and legislative group take control over the governmental apparatus. Description: SCP-4036 is a small unitary theocratic republic located in an archipelago in the southeastern region of Polynesia, 300 kilometers in radius and 100,000 kilometers squared in area. SCP-4036's citizens refer to it as the Aditite Republic of Polynesia. It was previously under the autocratic rule of Person of Interest 432, Norman Taylor, from 18...
Wait. Who the can I find about? Norman Taylor from... Okay. Yo, that look like something you see like in a nightmare and shit. Damn, this gonna be an hour long. Damn, though. Motherfucker.
1857 to 1862 before his assassination by Foundation-backed groups in the region. Prior to this, SCP-4036 was highly militaristic, combining industrial-age technology with biological weaponry to create a mobilized military. SCP-4036 had controlled around 30% of Polynesia, with the majority of its holdings in sparsely populated locations. Current authorities of SCP-4036 have disavowed its founder, Person of Interest 432, and previous imperialist ambitions. SCP-4036's population is primarily anomalous, with current estimates ranging from 50 to 80%. Government statistics state around 64% of the population is anomalous.
Still high on my mouth, the fuck?
Percent of the population is anomalous, although due to a lack of peer review, it is unknown if this is representative of the island's population. The population is primarily capable of flesh manipulation.
Flesh what?
SCP-4036's state religion is Sarkism, with official statistics claiming that all of SCP-4036...
Wait, flesh manipulation? Explain more of that, because it's a Sartic, and that Sartic is all about the flesh that, like, oh, and then the Church of the Broken God is all about technology. So, I'm sorry, I gotta go back. This gonna be a long ass video. Get your popcorn, get everything. If you come in, chill with me and shit like that. You know, have fun. We're gonna be here for a while. After this video, I'm gonna come back and upload another video. So, hopefully, we have fun. Alright. Alright, let's do this.
432 and previous imperialist ambitions. SCP-4036's population is primarily anomalous, with current estimates ranging from 50 to 80%. Government statistics state around 64% of the population is anomalous, although due to a lack of peer review, it is unknown if this is representative of the island's population. The population is primarily capable of flesh manipulation. SCP-4036's state religion is Sarkism, with official statistics claiming that all of SCP-4036-1 are adherents to Sarkism, despite there being small Christian and Islamic groups within the country. Freedom of religion is allowed under the Constitution, although most non-Sarkic instances worship in secret to prevent social and political ostracization. SCP-4036's society is primarily rural, with a few central urban areas which the majority of the population lives. These urban locations vary from standard concrete to biological buildings. Economically, SCP-4036 is built around animal and human agriculture, manufacturing, and tobacco farming. Trade is impossible due to ongoing containment of SCP-4036. SCP-4036's government controls 60% of the economy, while the rest is owned either communally or by individuals. SCP-4036's government is divided into 3 branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. The legislative branch is divided into
So
three
they just
houses:
about
the
flush.
House of Representatives, the Senate, and the Caucus Council. The House of Representatives currently comprises
missed most
around
of that. I didn't
100
hear one thing he
representatives,
said.
each one representing 100
My
people.
bad.
The Senate is locations vary from standard concrete to biological buildings. Economically, SCP-4036 is built around animal and human agriculture, manufacturing, and tobacco farming. Trade is impossible due to ongoing containment of SCP-4036. SCP-4036's government controls 60% of the economy, while the rest is owned communally or by individuals. SCP-4036's government is divided into three branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. The legislative branch is divided into three houses: the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the Caucus Council. The House of Representatives currently comprises around 100 representatives, each one representing 100 people. The Senate is composed of 10 delegates. Each representative.
Wait, Alpha. So, why you? First question, why you up so late? Second question, you are real. Thank you for being up this late too. And so, Sarkix is a high rank. So it's a higher rank. I haven't, as you've seen, I haven't been on. I don't even know where the camera is. I haven't been on a lot, so you gotta give me more videos. No, Alpha, for real. I'm back. I'm doing more videos. You gotta give me more videos. I'm gonna be live streaming all my videos. So I did tell you that last time. So please, if you got any more like videos, I hope. Please don't make it too long, cause this is a long video, Alpha. What the fuck? Damn, it's 12. I mean, it's 11:30 where I am right now. 11:30. But I'm doing it for y'all because I'm back. I'm gonna do some videos. I'm probably gonna do like 6 videos tonight and then call it a night, and then do some recordings in the morning tomorrow, and then upload it after they go by until I can do another video again. That's gonna be on Thursday.
Representing 1,000 people. Both houses are chosen by majority vote per district. The Caucus Council is a group of 20 individuals representing the main religious governing body, the Church of the Republic, of which all citizens are members. This house is made up of individuals hand-selected by the Caucus. A bill can be made into law in one of two ways. A. Be approved by 60% of both the Senate and the House of Representatives, or B. Be approved of by the Caucus Council with a majority vote, even if one house unanimously rejects the proposal. The executive branch is made up of a president, elected by popular vote, and their cabinet, both serving 5-year terms with no chance for re-election. All cabinet positions must be approved of by the Caucus Council in majority vote, or by 60% of both the Senate and the House. The judicial branch makes up the Supreme Court of the Republic, composed of 6 posts, all for life. This is made up of appointees chosen by the President and approved of by a simple majority in the Senate and the House. SCP-4036's society is a combination of proto-Sarkic beliefs and modernity, with a heavy focus on religion and civic patriotism, and modern technology. Religiosity of Grand Carcass Ion is highly valued by the public, along with technological innovation. Electronic and digital products are popular amongst SCP-4036-1, with the majority of them coming from either smuggling or bootlegging. However, biological machinery is also used by the populace, primarily among lower classes. Biological machinery is often viewed as inferior to digital and electronic technology, and is usually used when non-biological options are not available. Often, lower classes are incapable of buying products, resorting.
I'm looking at it like, so this guy right here, this lizard thing, is the intelligent guy that will make your decision. That thing right there is making decisions. He's smart enough to make decisions. My friend right here. Wait, my friend right there, up there. Okay, that makes sense. That's the council. I don't want to be I don't want to go anywhere near this place. And that's a lot. 50 to 60%. That's a lot of them out there. Holy shit.
To crafting their own. While social stratification exists in SCP-4036's society, every individual is entitled to adequate healthcare and food. Healthcare is comparatively the cheapest in the entire world. However, this is most likely due more to the abundance of biological manipulation and crafting among the population than to any inherent superiority of the government healthcare system. Participation in the armed forces or civil duty is mandatory once a citizen reaches the age of 19. Individuals must either spend time in the armed forces for 2 years before being discharged or participate in civil duty for 16 months. Most citizens choose the latter option. Patriotic and religious feelings often coincide with one another in the cultural depictions of SCP-4036. Clavigar Sarn is often heavily associated with Lady Aditum, the personification of SCP-4036. Prayer often occurs directly after a salute to the flag of SCP-4036. Every president of SCP-4036 has cited a strong belief in Sarkism. The majority of SCP-4036-1 hold the belief that an individual cannot be a citizen of SCP-4036 without also being a Sarkic. The military of SCP-4036 often uses the seal of Clavigor Auroch, the Clavigar of war and domination. Currently, SCP-4036 has been contained to around 300 islands, and not allowed to expand beyond these borders. While no treaty or cooperative agreement has been established between the Foundation and SCP-4036, there have been no further attempts by either side to cease the stalemate. Person of Interest File Number 432. Legal name, Norman Taylor. Aliases used, President Taylor. Associated Groups of Interest, Polynesian Sarkic. Associated Person of Interest. Person of Interest 182, William Walker. Person of Interest 433, Ohashi Hachigoro. And Person of Interest 431, John Taylor. Reason for monitoring. Person of Interest having violated A. American Neutrality Acts, and B. having set up an illegal state called the Aditite Republic of Polynesia, along with various other filibusters and mercenaries. Current course of action, non-applicable. Former course of action, neutralize person of interest before person of interest can attempt to either disrupt colonial interests in Polynesia or, under more severe circumstances, attempt to take over vast quantities of land. Priority, not applicable. Previously high. Status, dead. Previously president of an illegal republic, henceforth referred to as SCP-4036. Background information. Prior to person of interest's relationship with SCP-4036 and other filibusters, person of interest developed an impactful, if short, relationship with person of interest 182, William Walker, in 1853. After person of interest 182 was attempting to recruit mercenaries to create the independent Federal Republic of Sorona, October 1853 to May 1854, and the Republic of Lower California, October 1853 to January 1854, as slave colonies in the region. However, by 1854, the relationship had declined between person of interest 432 and 182, eventually leading in person of interest 432 to split from person of interest 182. By 1855, person of interest had heard various stories about a virgin island in the southern area of Polynesia, filled with resources such as sugarcane, tobacco, and gold. Notably, this region purportedly contained a population that had very little, if any, contact with European explorers, and was, in the eyes of most American filibusters at the time, servile in nature. In 1856, person of interest wrote to his brother, person of interest 431, John Taylor, who operated a private shipbuilding and trading service at the time, asking for a variety of ships for the journey. Person of interest 431 delivered the ships at a reduced charge for person of interest 432, but only under the condition that he never contact him again. By 1857, person of interest hired around 300 mercenaries and filibusters to come with him, in the total of 10 ships. outfitted with cannons and 1 year's worth of food for the entire crew. Person of interest then left for the island. It should be noted that Person of Interest had no direct evidence of SCP-4036's existence, as it only existed in rumor in the California and Nevada territories.
Okay, got you.
The following documents have been ordered sequentially in the order that they were written.
Wait, what word?
Walker ruined Sonora and Baja, and is currently ruined.
What word did he just say? Sequentially? 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 Nah. Nah, bro. You can just say big words like that and have me understand what you saying, bro.
4036's existence, as it only existed in rumor in the California and Nevada territories. The following documents have been ordered sequentially in the order that they were written.
Okay.
Walker ruined Sonora and Baja, and is currently ruining Nicaragua. He is an immoral slaver who believes himself better than all others. I tried to force him in the right direction, but he would not listen to reason. This time, things will be sufficiently different. We have weaponry. We are away from normal civilization and away from the Americas. Of course, other colonial powers are nearby, but as long as we do not anger them or gain their attention, all things will turn out well.
True.
Walker was crude in his presidential style, only ever focusing on slavery, that horrific, barbaric institution. It was a fantasy, as if they would be set atop the aristocracy instead of a rich Tennessean. It is a quite crude and amoral venture, in my view. A yellow man, an anthropologist who has accompanied me on my voyage for the sake of easy communication with these tribesmen, came to me in private confidence to warn me about his perceived fears over this project of mine. I told him that such fears were not justified. We were both Republicans. We both believed slavery was immoral. Did he not agree that it was the job of more civilized people, like us and the Japanese, to bring civilization to these poor, barbaric people, to provide them the tools and the resources to fight back against tyranny? Exploitation of the weak and powerless is inherent to the human condition. Cain slew Abel just for being more pleasing in the eyes of our Lord and Savior. 4 people on our planet, and we have our first murder. The first time blood was spilled upon the ground in the pursuit of petty revenge.
Damn.
It is our job to give these people some sort of equal standing, to have people defend them against exploitation. The yellow man agreed and went back to work. We reached the island. I saw a woman in the tree line matching the descriptions of the natives. She wore flesh-like things on her body, covering her below the waist. I'd almost say she was the living image of beauty herself if the abhorrent symbols didn't dot her face and body. Children destroying their bodies for the sake of barbaric culture. We made camp here, and plan on keeping camp here for as long as necessary. I believe these natives would make fine workers if we gain the friendship of their cultural institutions. Loyalty to these institutions brings sacrifice for the greater good. Great civilizations are built on the back of good workers. To the east of this campsite, I found a small patch of dirt, with queer protrusions jutting from it. It was hairy, but not like plant fuzz, almost animal-like in its physicality. I felt an instinctual urge to pull on it, to see what there was. I ordered the men to help me when I could not get it out myself, and together we managed to rip the plant out of the ground.
Damn.
The protrusion was not a plant, but a tail. The tail of a large swine. We had ripped its tail off. How such a swine came into existence on this geographically isolated island, I am unsure. As we got up, we stared at the creature. It squealed in pain trying to get itself up and walk, but it fell back on its side and continued to bleed and whimper. As it lay dying, I drew my pistol and killed the poor thing. I looked over the corpse after killing it. It seemed fully grown. A scout team has returned to our camp. 4 men dead and 3 more injured. They testified that while searching for natives, a large 15-foot tall beast has come from the greenery on the beach side of the island. Bullets did nothing against the bone shields. I ordered my ships to scout the beach side. searching for the beast. Considering the circumstances, I believed it prudent. The beast attacked our camp, slaughtering 21 of our men. It towered at least 19 feet, with the majority of its face surrounded by yellowy bone. This creature was foreign to me. It had the torso of a mammoth, the head of a horse, and the claws of a bear. Its torso was covered in thick white bone, and its claws made entirely of flesh. They morphed and changed like liquid metal. It tore through men, slashing them apart like factory equipment, with giant long tendrils popping out of nowhere, only to be reabsorbed back into its body. Its flesh almost looked like a spider's web, interconnecting into itself, laying on top of one another. But it almost seemed to be independent of the beast, trying to force itself into 1,000 different directions, but being stamped down by the superior force. Some of our men got stuck inside. Just touching it is enough to get stuck. An arm becomes your entire body. I can still hear the screams as those men were consumed inside the mass of flesh. As muffled as they were, I felt its eyes bore into me as our cannons tore through its flesh, leaving large holes in its body. It still twitches sometimes. I need to lay down or else I'll rip this page out. I plan on going into the middle of the island and seeing if there are any natives here. I will take exactly 100 armed men there and see if we can come to some sort of agreement with the natives. I wish to make good on my promise to the anthropologist and avoid hurting as many as possible. I killed a chieftain today, or what I presume was a chieftain. He ordered us to lay down our weapons, at least from what the anthropologist told us. I shoot him in the head and he falls to the ground without a single yelp or whimper of pain.
Damn.
Some ran in fear, others too fearful to run, of which we captured and took back to camp. The anthropologist and I hate seeing the poor creatures in pain, but this is their fate for the time being. We talked to one of them, a boy no older than 10. He thanked us for killing the chieftain, for his rule was immoral and cruel. I received similar testimonies from the others of this chieftain's cruelty. We told him we were going to help them and make their lives better. I then asked him about the beast, and the boy sighed. He told us that it was made by the village. The chieftain, in response to seeing that outsiders had appeared on the island, ordered the entire tribe to group in the main village and help construct a guardian. This process took the majority of their energy, but not 3 days later, the chieftain ordered the young village men to come with him and to fight. The beast had been killed. He said the chieftain said we were going to kill the men and violate the women. The anthropologist took me aside and said that these villagers were an anomaly. I concurred, as it was not normal for people to craft flesh. But he said even aside from that, this shouldn't be possible. When I asked why, he responded that this language was a combination of European and Polynesian languages. Along with that, these villagers didn't look like Polynesians, as their skin was light-toned, unless they traveled across the world to this island. Some of the men brought us to this village. It couldn't have been more than 300 men and women. Their houses weren't made of wood or stone, but masses of flesh which bulged and moaned. These were made from the bodies of the dead, as a way to make sure their deaths were not worthless. They wore wet flesh on themselves, which to me seemed more disgusting than the houses themselves. Most of the village was terrified of the chieftain, not even attempting to go back for the body, fearful that it wouldn't be dead. Some were terrified of the new arrivals, while others asked the elder, who graciously suggested they wait before jumping to conclusions about their new guests. The majority followed the elders, the sacred group who had, until very recently, led their tribe. Homelessness was non-existent. They seemed to have no outsiders or undesirables, whether it be in a caste system such as India, or economic status such as Europe and the rest of the Americas. Men and women are not separated based on sex, but based on their nature. Men and women hunt, men and women search for food. They mostly subsist on meat, but fruits exist on this island as well. I saw families rush from their houses to some of the men we captured and smother them with kisses and hugs and cries that they were okay and safe. I saw a man cry in front of another, barely standing up. I asked Kohashi what was happening. He said that they were husbands. I wished to know nothing more. I asked some of the others if there was a village elder. They said there were once many, but all of them were slaughtered by the chieftain. Originally, the island had been run by wise old men who knew the religion, studied their practice since birth, and had their oral history since the beginning of their tribe, many thousands of years ago. The chieftain, originally an apprentice of one of them, rose up and killed them along with the other apprentices. He mastered the arts of crafting flesh at an early age, and could form entire beasts in an instant. I asked if there was anyone else who could give me the history of these people. There was one last remaining elder, the chieftain's father. When I questioned them on where they acquired the large mass of flesh, they told me that in the quest to make the beast, they had used up all their reserves. Seeing an opportunity to make right with the community, I told them that we had a large supply of food on our ships, and that if they needed to, we would provide them with as much food as possible. However, I needed an agreement from the leader of this tribe. They would agree to whatever proposal I had if the elder did so, who, according to them, would always put their own interests aside for the good of the village. We told him our offer, which he accepted and thanked us for being so generous. He hugged us and went out of the tent and called for the entire village, saying that the men would be generous and give us food as they planted their own. Our men transported food to them. One complained to me that they were giving away their food. I agreed, but told him that this was necessary to gain the trust. Then, once this occurred, we would be able to civilize them. We have established our capital city around the village. We have been training some of the hunters to hunt with our rifles, and they teach us their homeland and their agriculture. They place a newborn creature into the ground and bury it. The soil accelerates their growth. The elder says this is a sign from Ion that the island is one of the many holy lands. They planted newborn swines into the ground and will wait a couple of months for them to develop. Until then, hunting other creatures such as birds and fish will be enough to satisfy them. I must remember to get cows and chickens and normal pigs from my newfound supplier. Swine is an excellent dish, but not something civilized people should feed on. I had a thought many nights ago. What if I am meant to bring these people an empire? It is a strange thought, but considering everything that has gone on in the past months, is it so strange to think this? Is there truth to this? Or at the very least, elements of truth in it? I must think.
Alright, we're gonna stop right there, Alpha. Right now, I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. I got a couple more videos that I gotta shoot. So this gonna be part 1, and I'm gonna do part 2 tomorrow. Cause right now I got a lot of more videos to shoot right now. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to do another live stream like the same time so I can finish this the same time, like 11 when I'm done work. I'm gonna come back on. But in the meantime, I may record some videos. If I still got time later on, I may finish it later on. But 100% I'll get back to it tomorrow. Uh, I hope y'all enjoyed watching them when y'all do. And hope I catch y'all next time on my live stream. I will be doing it. I need to put schedules down and stuff like that, but right now I'm back, first day back, so I'm trying to figure out how my schedule gonna be first before I start doing schedule. But I will be doing live stream tomorrow at 11. I'm gonna do recordings in the morning, live stream in the night. That's how it's gonna be. Recordings in the morning and live streams in the night. So from now on, I'm gonna try to do that. In the meantime, yeah, yeah. Tomorrow is gonna be the same time, 11 or like 11:30 ish, and then we're gonna continue the story. I'm really invested in it too, but I got so much more recordings to do that I hope I get them all done in tonight, cause I got a headache. Alright, Alpha, I will see you in the next video. Alright, everybody, that'll be it from the Fried Bulldogs. I'll see y'all in the next video, too.